Assalamu alaikum everyone. Continuing on with where we left off previously, I talked about Pepe, and Pepe has this resistance, and the resistance here you can see that it's still a heavy one. And if we start with this line, trend line on the 4-hour time frame, yes, we have been trying to get above that line, but unfortunately you could not do so. Or even more, the perfect resistance line is probably going to be something just like that, okay, where you had a couple of bounces off here as a support. You broke down, you came up for the retest, you got rejected, and you went down, you're coming up, you have another rejection right over there. So resistance matters, and if you don't take resistance very seriously and you try to buy something, then you're gonna get burned. Now with us, we actually closed our trade near 800 and something, I guess, very early on the private, and it was a perfect closing because we took our exit very early. I didn't notice that you're just going to hit resistance over here. I wanted to sell it at 1034, by the way. That was the mentioned prices, and it also makes sense because this is a liquidity grabbing zone. You could have actually made it up even up to 1034. It made a lot of sense because you do have some few resistance up here as well. However, there is an inverse head and shoulders, right? So we have left shoulder here, right shoulder, and the head, of course. So all in all, we had this left shoulder, which was a small one, the head, and the right shoulder. Okay, so this was the first inverse head and shoulder. I just want you to notice the patterns here. I just wanted to give you a very small, tiny quiz. Just pause the video and think about yourself. What is going on, right? Now, if you don't figure out, if you have figured out, then I do see that there was a left shoulder, there was a head, and there was a small right shoulder in here. So this was our previous small inverse head and shoulder, and this is what we traded. And this is what I was talking about previously, that I think it's going to play out, and it did actually play out. The next thing is a bigger inverse head and shoulders. So you can actually see that this is also a neckline coming up, and this is a bigger left shoulder, a head here, and this is a bigger right shoulder. So we had a small mini inverse head and shoulders, and now we have a bigger inverse head and shoulder. So it's a nested bullish pattern of inverse head and shoulder, but the smaller one, right? So here's the difference. The smaller's neckline was broken. It was broken, it was retested, and the coin started pumping to the upside, right? But now the bigger one, which is this one, still has to break above. Can it break above? It can. Of course, we're pretty down, we're pretty low. There is a room to actually break it and actually go to the upside, but it will be a good idea to first wait for the break, wait for the retest, and then it starts to move to the upside. I still have some feelings that it's going to break above, and to destroy this whole pattern, we do not want to see Pepe down to 637, because if you make it down to 637, then you destroy the whole pattern. Simple as that. So this is going to be the worst case scenario, and right now all I can say is it is trying to break above the neckline, right? And trading in the middle, like here, buying in here and trading in here, is just not a good practice. The better option is for you to wait for the break and see how that goes. And if the break happens, here's your technical target, and it's a simple target of these inverse head and shoulders, which is going to make the prices move up to 1548. And that's all for the video. I'm going to see you in the next one, Office.